Whoa, making a video. Kind of a different subject. The amazing atheist is now doing his TJ Life thing, and he sounds like he intends to do it as a permanent fixture, this everyday vlogging stuff, which is probably a good thing. I hope. Maybe he'll say something interesting. Anyway, I was provoked to think by one of his videos, not that he said anything too insightful, but the subject doesn't need to be talked about. It's this whole liability of organization. We see it in politics where it's completely destructive. You know, we get these two choices and they both are so compromised that they're useless. You have to shake hands with too many criminals to make your deal, your bargain, to get your power. So your power, you get some power, but the price is too high because you have to essentially give up all your principles, and sell out to a bunch of special interests. And I always thought that was a real liability in terms of even organizations that were do-gooders. And it always come with some sort of liability. Like you give money to the Salvation Army and, they do that whole religious propaganda thing. And it's like, well, why can't you just give blankets to cold people? Why do you have to preach at them? Why do you have to tie strings to it? But anyway, so I've always kind of thought, I had previous made videos on the subject basically saying that it would be nice if we had, especially with technology now, the internet, all this ability to organize so efficiently, that there should be single cause style organizations, political movement even, where you could support an idea, not an organization per se, just the idea and the people who support that idea. And so there'd be a lot less of this compromise where you have to make a deal with some idea you don't believe in. Kind of a la carte. Like even our cable TV is all bundled. I don't think anywhere do you have a right, except on the internet maybe, to not subsidize a bunch of channels you might actually despise. Like I won't get cable because I will not pay ESPN for, but I think sports is essentially an immoral waste of money. It's immoral. Yeah, it's more than just unethical. If there was a God, he would smite them. I find it just so offensive that just to have cable, I subsidize popular culture. I don't want to do that. I think popular culture is sadistically sick and disgusting. Why should I have to subsidize it? It's insane. It's like smoking cigarettes. Somehow that minority vice, these criminals of the majority, steal our money to propagandize against us. What fucking sense does that world make? Disgusting. It just creates a self-fulfilling Big Brother. Yeah, that's all it really is. That's how Big Brothers get created. It's when they have mechanisms like that where they can steal the money of their enemies. It's just disgusting. No other word for that. Stupid. It shouldn't be in the age of the internet. So anyway, it is just kind of sad though that all we have is this commercial mechanism. We don't have any other medium, not even a lottery. I've always argued that'd be nice if there was a TV show that was just basically a lottery. All right, you buy a ticket, and if you win, you get to put whatever shit you want to on TV. You get to make your half-hour show and put it on TV. I think that'd be kick-ass. But we don't have anything like that. We don't have any way to do this except in some shyster manner, in some propagandist manner, or in some overtly expensive pay-as-you-go manner. And it's just very sad and pitiful that this is the only choices we have as a civilization. And we haven't done better than this. It's, it just sucks. So anyway, on that subject, I mean, it wouldn't take much work for a few people to get together and create an organization of organizations. I mean, a website that basically provides a mechanism where you can support ideas, support propaganda, okay, the videos, blogs, whatever, that are issue-oriented, single issue preferably, narrow-focused issue preferably. But certainly general issue causes could be acceptable. But the idea would be is that if you're for liberal access to abortion, that would be all the organization would be focused on. That's all the material would be focused on. There'd be no other subjects, no other networking, no other nonsense to cloud the issue. Just a simple, yes, I support the idea that we should even pay women to have abortions. But anyway, that's and then we should have that political option to support these ideas and philosophies in very direct ways. Support that cause. And so when it comes to this, even the philosophy stuff, I've thought about that, and it'd be nice to, I guess I should start by making short videos in defense of certain political agendae that I feel connected to. As just a starter, maybe, as some way of announcing it or doing it, as a practical something, doing something anyway. We have this medium, it's imperfect, but we got to use what we have to some extent. It's got to be somebody doing something somewhere, and it seems like nobody's doing nothing. Anyway, so I'm also seeing it like an infomercial kind of mechanism, where you make a 15-minute video, a 5-minute video, even a 60-second video, or commercial, whatever you want to call it, advertisement, and that it's self-sustaining in the sense that it solicits support from people, and then it uses that support to rebroadcast itself. So it becomes self-replicating in a sense. It sustains itself by its own value merit, by the amount of support it can generate from people. The downside is that you have to pay a bunch of evil corporations for this privilege of broadcasting, of gaining exposure, and that sort of dilutes this ideal of an uncompromised medium. So I guess that's why I'm arguing that we need some sort of public hosting network, some sort of place where no corporation profits off exposure, some hub that humanity can go to find credible information, to stuff that's been checked for spam and crookery and nastiness, and that's completely devoted to a kind of public interest. And there's just sort of a lot of that in the public domain software industries. Lots of people have given away lots of value and in the open source movement, and so we have a kernel, joke, of value there, of networking that maybe should be expanded. I think they have kind of tried in the past. SurgeForge, or whatever it's called. They did a lot of, they did the slash.com or slash dot website. They used to have a lot of political stuff on it along with technical stuff. But it just sort of faded because I think, like anything else, its politics started offending people, and that's where everything goes wrong. That's why all these things need to be isolated. They could be in the same hub, but each spoke would be an isolated piece of the hub, and there would be as little pollution between the spokes as possible to prevent tainting of causes with other causes. Yeah, I mean, to be a progressive, you shouldn't have to believe that 90-year-old teachers should get paid $150,000 a year to teach fifth graders how to pick their nose properly. It's this kind of blending of ideology that just breaks down ideology. You have to be pigeonholed, and we're not pigeons. We're not just black and white. We're all kinds of different things, and the cores that motivate us are different, and we should have some way to express and actualize and work towards effective change in the specific directions we see as valuable. We should be able to very efficiently support our ideologies in real free mechanisms, which also relates to this whole idea of debate and what's necessary to create useful political argumentation. It can't be about some sort of take a public opinion poll and decide what conversations are worth having. It has to be done through some better instrument than that. You can't do everything democratically, because that just pollutes intelligence. It just dilutes intelligence, probably a better word. It dumbs down the process. So you need some kind of better system sometimes. You don't let the common man do physics. You don't let them build nuclear power plants. And some of our systems we should expect better than popular opinion or the popular notions to decide the dynamic. It shouldn't be controlled by the dumbest of us. It should be controlled by the best of us, designed by the best of us. No real point in doing it otherwise. These trees are kind of lovely over there. You really can't see them, but I'll do this anyway. Looks all Christmassy. The snow on the 5 or 6 year old pine trees. Trees are really nice when they're little like that. It's when they grow up, they turn it all nasty. Try to fall on your head. I'll take a walk up here through the prickers. The only thing left in the forest is prickers. We really have to. We've imported all these species. I guess the last species to import is camels, because that's really what should be living here now. Yeah, kind of lovely. Anyway, it really is kind of a sort of pretty day, I guess, with the snow and such, but I really have no use for it, of course. I guess it gets in my way. And so I guess that's probably enough of a video. But yeah, organization needs to be organized. Democracy, needs to be constructed. All these things need to be built right. There is a right way and a wrong way to do them. And at some point here, the human race is going to have to, I would wish, realize that Joe Smo, is not the man, for these jobs. These jobs require a little better than that. You don't go to Joe Smo to have a tumor removed from your brain, and we shouldn't assume that all these other mechanisms of our civilization aren't just as demanding in terms of the people we need, the skills we need to create the format of our platform for communication. This has to be constructed deliberately, trying to make it just and right and fair and productive and efficient. These have to be the goals, and it has to be done in a rational, deliberate, careful, scientific manner. But people have become so anti-logic, science, collective. They're so against us doing anything as a people. Just let the corporation feed us. Don't dare think about feeding ourselves. It's just pitiful. It's just tragic. Stupid, ignorant, bad human beings. Bad human. Bad. Awful lot of bad humans. A lot of humans need a good whacking with a rolled up newspaper. They really are the silliest, stupidest, arrogantest, ignorantest, uselessest, these little bags of sacks of shit. Anyway, ideally, one giant newspaper would do it and just knock the earth right into the sun. But whatever, that's a different subject. So, till next time, I'm going to have some e-cigarette. Thank you very much for work. Yuck. And maybe I'll put an ad on later. And maybe I'll be too despondent to do so. We shall see. Yeah. Lovely and such.